normal people become terrified of criminals.
Shots were just fired. Police just came out and told us, and we're headed there right now.
They become terrified of their own government.
When you search for the story about the fist fight that nearly occurred in the Senate, in a Senate hearing, most headlines are like Bernie Sanders stops fist fight, and he did. And I am upset with Bernie. Okay, I'm not really, that you shouldn't fight in the Senate, but here's the story. Senator Mullins challenges Teamsters president to fight during committee hearing. Senator Mark Wayne Mullin, a Republican, challenged Teamsters President Sean O'Brien to a fight during a Senate Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee hearing on Tuesday. I really would love to get Senator Mullin on the show now because it's just like absolutely epic. And so Sean M. O'Brien has been making fun of Mullins. He tweeted, "Greedy CEO who pretends like he's self-made. In reality, just a clown and fraud. Always has been, always will be. Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me, any place, anytime, cowboy, hashtag little man syndrome." And there's a photo of him standing on a box during a debate or something like this. And you know what? I'm gonna play the video for you guys, and you can listen for yourselves.
Like he's self-made. Sir, I wish he was in the truck with me when I was building my plumbing company. Myself and my wife was running the office because I sure remember working pretty hard and long hours. Pretends like he's self-made. What a clown. Fraud. Always has been, always will be. Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big guy.
Oh, stop.
Is that your solution?
He goes for the wedding ring.
No, sit down. Sit down. Okay. You're a United States Senator. Sit down. Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond? Mr.
Hold it. If we can, no, I have the mic. I'm sorry.
This is
hold
what
it.
he said.
You'll have your time.
Okay.
Can I respond?
Oh, no, you can't. Hearing.
Oh, wow.
It's in our official government record. Like.
Okay, but my question is, does this happen more or less often now that there are cameras televising this than in the past?
Well, there was that Democrat who just announced he's retiring, and one of his big critiques was that Congress is performative, that everyone's just looking to have their viral moment. But what I like about this, and I did confirm this just now, is that Mullins is in fact a former undefeated MMA champion.
No, wait, what?
It's on his official bio on the Senate. Mark Wayne Mullins is a former undefeated mixed martial arts MMA fighter with a professional record of 5-0.
Oh,
so I'm just saying,
he's ready
he
for
was
this.
inducted into the Oklahoma Wrestling Hall of Fame in 2016. So I'm telling you, this would have been amazing.
Wow, man. I would love to get him on maybe a Culture War episode.
Yeah, I like his energy.
You got to get him and the Teamster, though.
Yeah.
No, they'll fight.
Yeah, exactly. It's not really a Culture War episode. I'm just saying, like, some sort of Logan Paul boxing match.
Yeah, that's who needs to reach out to them.
Exactly.
Logan Paul, what are you doing here, team?
I gotta say, let's be real. Okay, here's Mr. O'Brien. This dude would get rocked by Mullins.
Yeah. He'd get pushed, he'd push him, and then he'd get choked.
No, this guy probably wouldn't last 5 seconds.
He'd probably put him in a choke really fast, or like an arm bar or something.
Who's older? I'm assuming he's older. O'Brien.
It looks like him, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
like that he's older.
He might have an ill-fitting
Look at this
suit
guy's
on
face.
that actually.
Look at this guy. Who's this?
So into it.
Who's this guy? What is this?
I think he's probably an H. O'Brien who is like, let's go. This is what I came here for.
That meme where it's like the two women are like, oh, and they cover their mouths and the guy just smiles. Like, yeah. Like I imagine a lot of the guys in there watching this happen started laughing. Like, let's go.
Bernie like really came off as a badass, except if he was bigger and stronger than the other dudes, I would have been like,
he
my
was
president.
He is like the high school teacher coming out into the hallway and being like, everybody go to your rooms. This isn't okay.
He's the one killing the fun.
And Mark Wayne Mullins is interesting to me because he's one of the only tradesmen who has a seat in the Senate, right? And actually, theoretically, Bernie Sanders also lists himself as a former carpenter. And so we have tradesman v. Teamster, which I find interesting.
Look at this.
Do you think that was a planned moment or it's just a moment of passion?
I think he went in knowing he would threaten to fight him. I just don't think he was expecting a response of like, yes, I will fight you
let's
here
go.
and now.
So here's a tweet from Citizen Free Press Update. Mullin posts a picture with his guns and challenges Teamster boss Sean O'Brien to a fight.
Wonderful.
Duel? Because he says, let's do it any place, anytime. And then he tagged Comfortably Smug in it. Coverly Swug said, this is an invitation for Senator Mullin to come on Ruthless Podcast. Oh, okay. He's not
threatening to duel him.
Right. Okay. Citizen Free Press is wrong. He's responding to the podcast saying he's going to go on a podcast. Oh, hey, Senator Mullins, we'd love to have you on. We definitely got to talk about this.
Yeah,
that'd be fantastic.
Let's make some noise about the challenge. Do you think that watching dudes fight makes culture become more combative, or is it like an outlet?
Or do you think that we should see people fight because then we know that there are correct times to channel aggression instead of just letting people be weirdly passive aggressive forever until they default into extreme violence?
Right, because we're seeing less violence from our at least elected officials than ever, but at the same time I feel like we're more in terms of rhetoric and division, like we've gone further to the extreme. So maybe we're actually lacking the consequences that comes from this rhetoric that would naturally kind of pull people back. Maybe we do need to see that, oh yeah, words have consequences. You can't just mouth off and expect nothing to happen. Like people eventually will call you out, and some people like Mullins, they might be willing to go to blows.
Yeah, I always heard the big difference between men and women was that women are sort of passive aggressive, they hold grudges forever, but also they are not prone to violence, whereas men, if they have a conflict, ultimately it always could come to like hitting each other, but then at that point you've decided who's sort of in charge,
so you can almost move past it. Yeah.
Right.
Often yelling with like two guy friends will like yell at each other. I don't do it as much anymore, but like growing up it'd be like, you'd scream it out and then you'd be done, and then it'd be totally back to normal the next day.
Yeah, very different from women.
Yeah, women would hold on to that for the rest of their lives.
Exactly.
I like
they'd
this guy.
see each other, but they'd hate each other.
Yeah.
He's the only currently serving senator without at least a bachelor's degree.
Wow.
so
He's
awesome.
super cool. He also is like an active, I think he, I don't know what the term is, but he like ranches, he raises cows and stuff. Like he
Like a
is
cowboy?
an interesting
He's a
person.
real
He's a
cowboy?
real cowboy MMA fighter. Yeah, I was working on this piece for a long time where I was like stalking all the professional backgrounds of everyone in the Senate, and he's really unique, right? There are senators that literally own MLB teams, and there's
Right.
this guy who has a big family and is actually a tradesman who built his company and then made to U.S. Senate. Like, why don't we have more people like that?
He's super rich. Let's see. It says between November 06 and April 07, Mullin fought in 3 MMA fights, winning all 3. His total fight time was less than 10 minutes, and he fought a total of less than 3 full rounds.
That's the way to win. That's the way to
So
keep
I
winning.
would have him.
dominated
Mess
them.
that dude up.
Yeah. Also, he should now fight every other American senator.
Yeah.
I'll let him, not the women, but like that would be fascinating, right?
Well, why not? You know, what's gender but a social construct,
this,
right?
yeah, exactly. Instead of this voting for our Speaker of the House, we just have them fight
Like
Mark Wayne
Wakanda,
Mullin.
that's how we should decide political leadership.
Yes.
Yeah, what is it? Patriarchal bloodlines in ritual combat. Mark Wayne Mullin. I want to make sure everybody understands. He did not start the fight. That dude threatened him on Twitter, and then imagine. I mean, dude, you're like, I'm here to do my job, and this guy's posting that he wants to fight me, that he's going to fight me, and then he's going to show up to where I'm working and have to testify before me. I'm going to call him out for it. I respect it.
Yeah.
And I as much as I think all of the men listening are like, oh, Bernie, what are you doing? Okay, Bernie, we are, the responsible portions of the male brain are saying, I know you should stop the fight. Nobody wants to get it. But you know, the more primate part of the brain is screaming, Bernie, no!
Yeah, it was. I mean, it would have set a precedent of that fighting in there is okay if they'd fought. But
don't know
I think
if
if
that's
they
the precedent.
if they both agreed to it, then why wouldn't we allow
A gentleman's duel.
Well,
right?
that's the thing. Mutual combat is legal in a lot of places. I don't know if it's legal in D.C. Let me check, actually. I think in Oregon, mutual combat, there's no crime if 2 people agree to fight.
Dude, that guy, that bald dude was going to get rocked. He had no idea. He was talking crap.
Dude, that's people that haven't gotten hit or been in a fight before. They're always think they're going to win a situation like that. They think a little bit bigger than them. It's not always how it works, man.
Well, he knew someone would intervene. I just,
for
could you
sure.
imagine this guy waking up in the morning and be like, Bernie Sanders is going to intervene on my behalf, so I don't have to fight Mark
His
Wayne Mullin.
adrenals
Only it's not Oregon. It's Washington State and Texas have mutual combat laws. Both parties must agree to the fight. It must be in public, and there can be no serious bodily injury to the participants.
But how do they distinguish between that and something like the UFC? Like, because you could do UFC in Las Vegas. I mean, isn't that technically a mutually agreed upon fight?
I think they're called sanctioned fights. Like,
Right.
Could be sanctioned.
something
Okay.
about that.
Like they get permits for these fights to happen, and everybody knows that. Like, you know, the best MMA fights are after the fight's over. The dudes touch gloves, give a hug, and then go. Like they know that they don't hate each other. They're trying to be the best fighter. That I love watching that. I can't stand the snooty MMA fighters who are like smack talking, and I'm like, I get it. They're trying to like get attention and build ratings or whatever. But I like the fights when a dude loses and the other guy like gives him a fist bump, they shake hands or whatever.
Well, my husband, he's really into UFC. He watches it like basically any Saturday that there's a fight. But he was saying that there's incentive for them to trash talk and try to make it as toxic as possible because then it draws viewers and then like their bag's bigger and there's just more attention on them.
Exactly. You want people to you want people to hope you lose.
Yeah.
Then more money comes in. Everybody wants to watch because they're looking for the villain, and it's like, whatever.
That happened with that Logan Paul fight recently. That some guy was like talking about his ex-girlfriend or his wife.
Yeah.
I don't even want to propagate the nonsense, but Logan went in there and
it's
decimated the dude.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.